Did you know your food scraps should go in the green bin or a home compost system? It's better for the environment. It's the right thing to do. And it's easy. Fight food waste by putting all your food scraps, peels and leftovers in the green bin. To find out more, visit playford.sa.gov.au/fightfoodwaste.
Want to know what's happening in the community? Subscribe to our e-newsletter, Playford News, at playford.sa.gov.au, and you'll be on top of stories, news and what's happening in Playford. It's local news for local people.
Want to get involved in your community? There are so many benefits in becoming a volunteer at City of Playford, including meeting new people, developing new skills, sharing your talents, improving your employability, as well as enhancing your own mental health and well-being.
If you want to learn more about how to volunteer with us, visit playford.sa.gov.au/volunteers. Feedback about our city's future from our community is really important. It helps us prioritise your needs when planning services, projects and other initiatives.
A convenient way to have your say and stay in the loop on any upcoming consultations is by registering your details on our Engagement Hub website at playford.engagementhub.com.au.
We look forward to hearing from you.
Have you visited the Stratton Centre on Peachy Road, Manapara? Designed to support growth in the city of Playford, the centre offers dedicated workspaces from less than $10 per day. There's also state-of-the-art event and meeting spaces for hire, a complimentary business support service to help you upskill, apply for grants and grow, workshops and networking, as well as training for young kids right through to adults, plus the City of Playford Library.
Contact our team for a tour on 8254 4666 or visit the Stratton Centre at 307 Peachy Road, Manapara.
Support your local theatre and arts industry and enjoy a show at the Shedley. Playford's iconic Shedley Theatre is bringing a great selection of local and national performances to Elizabeth.
For more information on their upcoming shows, visit theshedley.com.au or call 8256 0500.
Did you know your food scraps should go in the green bin or a home compost system? It's better for the environment. It's the right thing to do. And it's easy. Fight food waste by putting all your food scraps, peels and leftovers in the green bin. To find out more, visit playford.sa.gov.au/fightfoodwaste.
Want to know what's happening in the community? Subscribe to our e-newsletter, Playford News, at playford.sa.gov.au, and you'll be on top of stories, news and what's happening in Playford. It's local news for local people.
Want to get involved in your community? There are so many benefits in becoming a volunteer at City of Playford, including meeting new people, developing new skills, sharing your talents, improving your employability, as well as enhancing your own mental health and well-being.
If you want to learn more about how to volunteer with us, visit playford.sa.gov.au/volunteers. Feedback about our city's future from our community is really important. It helps us prioritise your needs when planning services, projects and other initiatives.
A convenient way to have your say and stay in the loop on any upcoming consultations is by registering your details on our Engagement Hub website at playford.engagementhub.com.au.
We look forward to hearing from you.
Have you visited the Stratton Centre on Peachy Road, Manapara? Designed to support growth in the city of Playford, the centre offers dedicated workspaces from less than $10 per day. There's also state-of-the-art event and meeting spaces for hire, a complimentary business support service to help you upskill, apply for grants and grow, workshops and networking, as well as training for young kids right through to adults, plus the City of Playford Library.
Contact our team for a tour on 8254 4666 or visit the Stratton Centre at 307 Peachy Road, Manapara.
Support your local theatre and arts industry and enjoy a show at the Shedley. Playford's iconic Shedley Theatre is bringing a great selection of local and national performances to Elizabeth.
For more information on their upcoming shows, visit theshedley.com.au or call 8256 0500.
Did you know your food scraps should go in the green bin or a home compost system? It's better for the environment. It's the right thing to do. And it's easy. Fight food waste by putting all your food scraps, peels and leftovers in the green bin. To find out more, visit playford.sa.gov.au/fightfoodwaste.
Want to know what's happening in the community? Subscribe to our e-newsletter, Playford News, at playford.sa.gov.au and you'll be on top of stories, news and what's happening in Playford. It's local news for local people.
Want to get involved in your community? There are so many benefits in becoming a volunteer at City of Playford, including meeting new people, developing new skills, sharing your talents, improving your employability, as well as enhancing your own mental health and well-being.
If you want to learn more about how to volunteer with us, visit playford.sa.gov.au/volunteers. Feedback about our city's future from our community is really important. It helps us prioritise your needs when planning services, projects and other initiatives.
A convenient way to have your say and stay in the loop on any upcoming consultations is by registering your details on our Engagement Hub website at playford.engagementhub.com.au.
We look forward to hearing from you.
Have you visited the Stretton Centre on Peachy Road, Manapara? Designed to support growth in the city of Playford, the centre offers dedicated workspaces from less than $10 per day. There's also state-of-the-art event and meeting spaces for hire, a complimentary business support service to help you upskill, apply for grants and grow, workshops and networking, as well as training for young kids right through to adults, plus the City of Playford Library.
Contact our team for a tour on 8254 4666 or visit the Stretton Centre at 307 Peachy Road, Manopara.
Support your local theatre and arts industry and enjoy a show at the Shedley. Playford's iconic Shedley Theatre is bringing a great selection of local and national performances to Elizabeth.
For more information on their upcoming shows, visit theshedley.com.au or call 8256 0500.
Did you know your food scraps should go in the green bin or a home compost system? It's better for the environment. It's the right thing to do. And it's easy. Fight food waste by putting all your food scraps, peels and leftovers in the green bin. To find out more, visit playford.sa.gov.au/fightfoodwaste.
Want to know what's happening in the community? Subscribe to our e-newsletter, Playford News, at playford.sa.gov.au and you'll be on top of stories, news and what's happening in Playford. It's local news for local people.
Want to get involved in your community? There are so many benefits in becoming a volunteer at City of Playford, including meeting new people, developing new skills, sharing your talents, improving your employability, as well as enhancing your own mental health and well-being.
If you want to learn more about how to volunteer with us, visit playford.sa.gov.au/volunteers. Feedback about our city's future from our community is really important. It helps us prioritise your needs when planning services, projects and other initiatives.
A convenient way to have your say and stay in the loop on any upcoming consultations is by registering your details on our Engagement Hub website at playford.engagementhub.com.au.
We look forward to hearing from you.
Have you visited the Stretton Centre on Peachy Road, Manapara? Designed to support growth in the city of Playford, the centre offers dedicated workspaces from less than $10 per day. There's also state-of-the-art event and meeting spaces for hire, a complimentary business support service to help you upskill, apply for grants and grow, workshops and networking, as well as training for young kids right through to adults, plus the City of Playford Library.
Contact our team for a tour on 8254 4666 or visit the Stretton Centre at 307 Peachy Road, Manopara.
Support your local theatre and arts industry and enjoy a show at the Shedley. Playford's iconic Shedley Theatre is bringing a great selection of local and national performances to Elizabeth.
For more information on their upcoming shows, visit theshedley.com.au or call 8256 0500.
Did you know your food scraps should go in the green bin or a home compost system? It's better for the environment. It's the right thing to do. And it's easy. Fight food waste by putting all your food scraps, peels and leftovers in the green bin. To find out more, visit playford.sa.gov.au/fightfoodwaste.
Want to know what's happening in the community? Subscribe to our e-newsletter, Playford News, at playford.sa.gov.au, and you'll be on top of stories, news and what's happening in Playford. It's local news for local people.
Want to get involved in your community? There are so many benefits in becoming a volunteer at City of Playford, including meeting new people, developing new skills, sharing your talents, improving your employability, as well as enhancing your own mental health and well-being.
If you want to learn more about how to volunteer with us, visit playford.sa.gov.au/volunteers. Feedback about our city's future from our community is really important. It helps us prioritise your needs when planning services, projects and other initiatives.
A convenient way to have your say and stay in the loop on any upcoming consultations is by registering your details on our Engagement Hub website at playford.engagementhub.com.au.
We look forward to hearing from you.
Have you visited the Stratton Centre on Peachy Road, Manapara? Designed to support growth in the city of Playford, the centre offers dedicated workspaces from less than $10 per day. There's also state-of-the-art event and meeting spaces for hire, a complimentary business support service to help you upskill, apply for grants and grow, workshops and networking, as well as training for young kids right through to adults, plus the City of Playford Library.
Contact our team for a tour on 8254 4666 or visit the Stratton Centre at 307 Peachy Road, Manapara.
Support your local theatre and arts industry and enjoy a show at the Shedley. Playford's iconic Shedley Theatre is bringing a great selection of local and national performances to Elizabeth.
For more information on their upcoming shows, visit theshedley.com.au or call 8256 0500.
Did you know your food scraps should go in the green bin or a home compost system? It's better for the environment. It's the right thing to do. And it's easy. Fight food waste by putting all your food scraps, peels and leftovers in the green bin. To find out more, visit playford.sa.gov.au/fightfoodwaste.
Want to know what's happening in the community? Subscribe to our e-newsletter, Playford News, at playford.sa.gov.au, and you'll be on top of stories, news and what's happening in Playford. It's local news for local people.
Want to get involved in your community? There are so many benefits in becoming a volunteer at City of Playford, including meeting new people, developing new skills, sharing your talents, improving your employability, as well as enhancing your own mental health and well-being.
If you want to learn more about how to volunteer with us, visit playford.sa.gov.au/volunteers. Feedback about our city's future from our community is really important. It helps us prioritise your needs when planning services, projects and other initiatives.
A convenient way to have your say and stay in the loop on any upcoming consultations is by registering your details on our Engagement Hub website at...
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand for His Worship the Mayor?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated. Welcome to tonight's Ordinary Council meeting. I will open the meeting at 7:03 and I will call for apologies. Are there any? No, I think we are all present. So there's nil not present. And we'll move to item 2, confirmation of minutes of the Ordinary Council meeting held on the 28th of October 2025 be confirmed as a true and accurate record of proceedings. Councillor Tarr.
Happy to move, thank you.
Happy to move. Does the item find a seconder? Councillor Smiljanic.
Happy to second.
Does any councillor wish to make, or does the mover and seconder wish to speak on the item? Does any other councillor wish to make comment or changes to the said minutes? If not, then I'll put that. Those in favour? Those against? I declare that carried. Move to item 3, declarations of interest. Are there any? Councillor Halls.
Thank you, Your Worship. I'd like to declare an interest in 14.2, the Community Support and Grant Program for 25-26. I'm on the board of the Midway Road Community House, and although they are not being considered for a grant tonight, as did not meet the criteria, I will leave the room for transparency.
Thank you, Councillor Halls. Are there any other declarations of interest? Councillor Norris.
Thank you. I will also leave the room for addenda item 14.2, so community support and event grant. Same reasons as Councillor Hall. I'm on the management committee and there could still be a declared or perceived interest here. So I'll leave the room.
Thank you, Councillor. Any other declarations? Councillor Onyezans.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, me too. I will leave the room. I'm declaring the conflict of interest on item 14.2, Community Support and Grant Program. And that is because the Adelaide Filipino Lions Club, in which I am a member, volunteers in that club. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Halls. Councillor Onyezans, sorry. Are there any other declarations? No. Then we'll move on to item 4, Mayor's Report. There's a number of items on the screen. Through to soccer tournaments, World Teacher Day events, the 90th birthday of Pauline Frost from the Playford Greening and Landcare Group, a number of ceremonial events, the Elizabeth birthday celebrations, a number of school graduations, sporting club end of season presentations and launches, and also the City of Playford Tennis International. So they're all there and I'll let you peruse those in the minutes. Now, councillors, we also have a presentation to make this evening. So it is a great honour and privilege that this evening we'll be presenting Councillor Marilyn Baker with 40 years of service certificate. So Marilyn first became involved in her community life in 1981 through a number of different active participation in community events, starting off with her children's kindy and school council board and committee. From those early beginnings, she's forged a career that then turned into nominating for local government, and has had a very long and storied career of 40 years, dedicated by her service to her community. She was elected as a ward councillor for the City of Elizabeth, and Marilyn quickly progressed to the roles of Alderman, Deputy Mayor, and in 1995, Mayor of Elizabeth, and the last Mayor of the City of Elizabeth. Following the amalgamation of the cities of Elizabeth and Manapara, Marilyn became the inaugural Mayor of the City of Playford, and that was in 1997. She has served in that role until 2006. Retired briefly, she then resumed her service as a ward councillor in 2010, in a role that she still holds to this day. Marilyn, across her 4 decades, has been a steady and trustworthy presence within the community and has a deep and long understanding of the community that she serves. She's been involved in a number of different roles within the local government sector, being the chair of the Northern Regions Council, a member of the Local Government Metropolitan Group, a member of the Local Government Association of South Australia, a member of the Local Government State Executive, and a member of the Local Government Research Foundation. She's also been involved in a number of different boards and committees in a voluntary role, either connected with council or through council, where she served on the board of the Lama McEwen Hospital, the foundation board member of the Bendigo Bank in Virginia, foundation member of the Playford Elizabeth Rotary Club, director of the Para District's Counselling Service, and a board member with Para Worklinks, Anglicare, Archbishop's Appeal, Jeans, United Way, and a number of others, and the Playford Community Fund. She's received a number of different awards throughout her service and tenure, from a Gold Certificate of Merit and multiple service awards from the South Australian Local Government Association, the Zonta International Award for Community Service, a Paul Harris Fellowship from the Playford Rotary Club, received the Centenary Medal in 2001 for service to local government, and has been awarded the Playford Community Fund Award for 40 years service. So, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to present the City of Playford certificate to Councillor Marilyn Baker for 40 years service, and also to represent her 40 years of service from the Local Government Association of South Australia, which she received at the LGA conference and AGM on Friday. So, Councillor Baker, if you can come forward, please.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Right, when I began my local government experience, it never actually entered my head that I would be still here 40 years later. I have to express my gratitude to the good people of Elizabeth and Playford for supporting me through 16 elections, and that can't be understated. Although in the past, during my mayoralty, I was courted by both sides of politics, but my ambition has never been political or for self-promotion to any other sphere of government. My commitment, my loyalty has been and is to the residents of Playford. The 97 amalgamation was probably the most challenging time for this city, requiring radical changes to our chamber and administration. And since that time, we've grown in stature and have been able to overcome some desperate times in 2018 to become one of the fastest growing local government areas in Australia. Through the guidance of our CEO, Sam Green, and decisions made by this chamber, we have successfully halved our debt, notwithstanding our population expanding exponentially. To my mind, local government is the most accessible to residents who can contact us merely by lifting the phone or sending an email. And I feel that this must be foremost in our minds when we sit in this chamber and make decisions that will benefit our residents. It's been an amazing journey to watch and be a part of this city growing from less than 1,000 people when I emigrated from the UK to something like 114,000 today. And in closing, I'd like to thank my family for supporting me unconditionally along the way, because local government is a family affair. and I continue to looking forward to further success with the City of Playford. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Baker. And councillors, I've just been advised that due to our new meeting procedures, that I'll just need to seek leave that we can take audio and visual for Councillor Baker this evening. So I'm presuming leave is granted and there'll be no objection to that. That's now one of our new procedures in our policy. So we'll continue on. Thank you, Councillor Baker, for your wonderful words. Councillors, we'll now move on to item 5, reports of representatives of council on other organisations. Are there any? No. Then we move on to item 6, reports by councillors. Are there any reports by councillors that haven't already been handed in? Councillor Bayani.
I just have a quick feedback and more possibly a comment regarding the record of attendance for information session for councillor. So it says that I arrived 8 minutes late. So where does it actually state that the meeting actually started at 7 o'clock? So like for residents who ever want to read through the agenda or the minutes, how do they know that the meeting started at 7 o'clock and I was only late for 8 minutes? So is there a place so we can put the meeting start at 7 in the future references?
Mr Green.
Through the Mayor, thanks Councillor Bayani. Good observation. The meeting start time is stated on the information notice that when we declare that we're holding one. So that's what we determine to be the start time. So that's where that reference comes from.
It's not really a debating session, so are you asking a question? Yes. Okay, I'll let you ask one question on it. Councillor Bayani.
So is there any place in this page that we can say the meeting started at 7? I know the meeting was starting at 7 and it's always been 7 p.m. So how do residents know that the meeting actually starts? Thank you.
Again, good point. Thanks, Councillor Bayani. Yes, I think we could make an alteration to the document to make it clear that all meetings are slated to start at 7 p.m. Yep.
Any other councillor reports? Councillor Marsh.
Yeah, thanks. Can I just seek further to that attendance, just a correction to my attendance, which said that did not attend. It was that I think there was a workshop that you had to be here in physical presence. The fact that I couldn't be here in physical presence should have been taken as I did let governments know there was an apology. Is that correct?
Just hold on a moment and we'll get someone to answer. Mr Green.
Through the Mayor, Councillor Marsh, from recollection you attended the meeting that night, but we did have an information session post that, which is actually separate to the meeting. So you would have been listed as in attendance at the meeting. I think you might have joined online from memory, and then we did hold an information session after that at which you weren't present.
Are you asking a question, Councillor Marsh?
Yeah, so how does that work then if I attended but I didn't attend the following one? How does that work?
Mr Green.
Councillor Marsh, there are two separate meetings. There's the Strategy and Corporate meeting, in which I'm sure you were listed as being in attendance. That meeting then finished. We then had a separate information session, which is considered different and separate.
Councillor Small-Smith.
Yes, thank you. I would like to mention the passing of Mrs. Iris Shaw. Iris was a councillor with this council for some years, and she's passed away now, which is very, very sad. She was a very good councillor, and I'd just like to recall a moment that I had with Iris in Queensland. We both went up in 2007 to the Dog and Cat Management Conference, and at the dinner, Dr. Harry Cooper was the guest speaker. And Iris was sitting alongside of me and we were listening to him, and I'm not quite sure what he said, but she jumped to her feet and said, "That's not right," and everybody looked, you know. going to get out of here. And another thing she did when she got back here to council, she told everybody how I got stuck in the bath in the hotel room, which was quite funny for her, but not for me. I was embarrassed. That she was a good councillor. She did a lot for her area, and it's very sad that she's passed away now. I'd also like to thank the Mayor for allowing me to represent him at the Starplex for the Northern Area Children's Festival. It was an absolutely wonderful affair and I thoroughly enjoyed it, and the Starplex is a wonderful venue for things like that. There were children from all different schools in the Northern area and it was just absolutely amazing what they were doing, the things that they were putting on and the singing. It was just absolutely fabulous, and if ever you get the opportunity to go to it, I would do, because it was an hour and a half of absolutely wonderful entertainment. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Smallwood-Smith. And just in relation to former Councillor Iris Shaw, as you would know, we have an asset naming policy, and that you do need to be considered for potentially naming of an asset or a road, etc. You do happen to pass away. I can confirm that the City of Playford staff, if they haven't already, we'll be reaching out to Iris's family to see if that's something that she'd like to be considered in the future round, where they consider that as a potential name that goes through that process. So I just thought I'd bring that to the attention of councillors. Ultimately, that will be a decision for the family if they wish for Iris's name to be put forward, but that's in a consideration that we do for former elected members that may pass away. Councillor Halls.
Thank you, Your Worship. I'd like to thank the Mayor for allowing me to represent him at the graduation event of the Harmony Hoops basketball program in conjunction with the Australian Refugee Association, Salisbury and Playford councils. The young people were just so energetic and so pleased to have had that outlet for the few months that they had it, and they were just so, especially when we had two or three of the 36ers basketball team who turned up as well to present them all with their jersey as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Halls. Are there any other councillors wishing to make a representation for reports by councillors? If not, then we've got the information session record that we're there. Move on to item 7, reports of representatives, conferences and training programs. Councillor Halls.
Thank you, Your Worship. Thank you, everyone, for allowing me to go to the LGA conference at the Adelaide Convention Centre. Although they have minimalised a lot of the what they do now, and we don't go for as long, it was very informative. There was a lot of talk about housing and finances and things. But I'd like to talk about, and the Mayor will talk about what he's got a bit to say too. The LGA conference, the Minister's address was via video, as he couldn't attend, and that was the Honourable Joe Zakas, Minister for Trade and Investment. And he talked a bit about the what actions are councils required to take to improve housing crisis. And he felt that we need to free up the appropriate land, and he explicitly stated that one of the greatest challenges for councils is to free up the appropriate land to make decisions in an appropriate time. And we should partner with the state government. The state government should partner with the local government and emphasise collaboration between local and state governments to solve the housing crisis. He talked about engagement with the state, has established a new coordinator general that will provide direct access for the local government sector to help address economic and housing challenges. He talked about modernising consultation process, enabling trust in council decision making, improving ways of incorporating constituent voices in housing and development decisions, and maintaining integrity and public trust, but while not directly housing related. The Minister stressed the importance of councils maintaining high standards of behaviour and public confidence, which indirectly supports their ability to effectively address critical issues like the housing crisis. These actions are part of a broader strategy to tackle the housing challenges in South Australia, with local governments playing a crucial role in land allocation, development and community engagement. There were a lot of really poignant things that were mentioned, and I will let the Mayor, who's more good at that.
Well, thank you, Councillor Halls. Councillors, I did attend part of the LGA conference and AGM on the 21st of November 2025. I was present for the Excellence in Public Health Awards, the Service Awards, where Councillor Baker received her 40 years of service and was the longest serving member of council to be presented at the LGA conference. And it was great that she was able to receive that award and recognition by the LGA, and also to be there with a number of colleagues that she served with for a number of years as well. Current members and also some former mayors, presidents of the LGA, etc., were also present. So it was great that they were in attendance to see Councillor Baker receive her award. I also attended the LGA Finance Authority AGM and the LGA SA AGM as your delegate. You would be reminded that you endorsed the options and presentation paper at the last Strategy and Services Committee. I undertook the voting as per that instruction of the voting paper, and all of the positions that the council had agreed to were agreed to by the LGA, and you've already seen those position papers. As Councillor Hall said, it's been a truncated LGA conference and AGM this time, down to less than 1 day, but it was fairly succinct and did roll through fairly quickly for the relevant items. So I did attend as your authorised delegate. Are there any other councillors that had training and conference reports? No. Then we move on to item 8, questions on notice nil. Move to item 9, questions without notice. Are there any questions? Councillor Rentoulis.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. A couple of questions just in relation to the resolution from last month, King Road and Penfield Road upgrade. So the question is, has Council received a response from the Department for Infrastructure and Transport in relation to Part 3 of Resolution 6414? That's the first question.
Mr. Culhane.
Through the Mayor, thank you for the question, Councillor. I'll have to take that question on notice. I couldn't give an accurate answer as I closed the business today, and not to be unfair on DIT. We haven't actually got a response just of yet, but I'll take that question on notice, and just confirming that we did ask for a response by the end of November.
Yes, okay, thank you. Second question, consistent with its support for a teardrop islands upgrade in Council Resolution 6414. Does Council intend to apply for black spot funding for an upgrade to the intersection at King Road and Penfield Road at Virginia? So that's the question, and just a bit of background for everyone's benefit. So a journalist from the Advertiser who did a story on the intersection and the accident that occurred there, the fatal accident, he informed me that he received dialogue from someone from the department who indicated that Council can apply for black spot funding. We don't have to wait for them, so thank you.
Aye.
Through the Mayor, thank you again for the question, Councillor. At this stage, no, we're not intending to apply for black spot funding. We are awaiting a response from the department before taking any further action.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Rentoulis. If there's no other questions without notice, then Councillor Rentoulis, would you like your questions and the accompanying responses recorded in the minutes? You're happy to move that way? Yes. Does that find a seconder? Councillor Marsh. I'm presuming you don't wish to speak, Councillor Marsh. No. Does any other councillor wish to speak? no other councillor wishes to speak, then I'll put that. Those in favour? Those against? I declare that carried. Move to item 10, which is petitions nil. Move to item 11, deputations, representations nil. Move to item 12, motions on notice nil. Item 13, motions without notice. Are there any motions? No. We go to item 14, committee reports, Disability Access and Inclusion Plan 2025 to 29 on page 8. Councillor Halls.
Thank you, Your Worship. I move the committee recommendation and thank the staff for putting it together.
Find a seconder. Councillor Baker? Yep, Councillor Baker. Do you wish to speak, Councillor Baker? No. Any other councillor wishing to speak? Councillor Onyazans.
So I would just like to, I think I just give my feedback on this one. I don't know why I've missed this one during our strategic service meeting. This is on page 110, attachment 2, and on third bullet point. And the draft refers to partners, service providers, and community organizations. I suppose this is some kind of feedback now coming from me as an elected member. So I'm just thinking, how could not for-profit organizations in Playford practically engage with the day? And I've got 2 more. And would council actually establish or make available an advisory group that these organizations can join in or contribute to, so they can align their community service with council initiatives? And the third question that I have is, would council consider offering small grants or pilot opportunities to support inclusive projects led by community organizations? Because I'm just thinking about my involvement in the community, about non-profit organizations, and I thought it might just relate to that point.
Okay, Councillor Onyazans, I'll see if either Ms Finlay or Ms Hudson will be able to provide some answers or some context. Councillor, thank you. And Ms Hudson.
Through the chair. I apologise, Councillor. What page are you referring to?
110.
I couldn't follow your question.
110, attachment 2.
With the heading that says how to use this plan?
Yes, yes.
Yes? And what is your question?
I'm thinking in terms of community organizations to support, it says community organizations to support collaboration and alignment with our council's work.
Yes, so what is the question?
So the question now is, how would council allow like advisory group involvement in this plan?
Okay, so council does already have an advisory, Access and Inclusion Advisory Group, the ASIAG.
Yeah.
So there is already a mechanism for both individuals and organisations to participate in that advisory group and provide advice through the mechanisms. And we engaged with that group in relation to the consultation associated with putting this date together.
Okay, all right. How about the, is there any like pilot opportunities for them?
Is there any,
an opportunities for them to have some kind of projects with council that they can partner with?
If any community organisation would like to partner with us in the access and inclusion space, we are always welcome to hear from them and happy to hear from them. And I encourage them to contact either me or Erin, the senior manager, to talk about what those opportunities look like.
All right, okay, all right then. Okay, that's good to know. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Onyazans. Does any other councillor wish to make comment on the said item? If not, Councillor Halls, you have the right to close if you wish. No? All right, councillors, we have the motion before us. I'll put that. Those in favour? Those against? I've got to declare it carried first. It's carried. The motion is set aside. So those voting for the motion, if you can please rise in your place. And for the ease of the minute taker, that is everybody voting for it. We'll move on to the next item, which is 14, so it was carried. Move on to item 14.2, Community Support and Grant Program 25-26, Community Development Grant Round 1 and attachments on page 136. So we'll just wait for some members have declared an interest, so we'll just wait for those members that have declared their interest to vacate the room. Councillor Marsh.
Yeah, thanks, Chair. Happy to move the committee recommendation. Can I just ask, the question's not linked directly to the recipients of the funding, but can I just ask our staff, when did we last do a review of our grant funding on the number of applicants that were applicable and could have received the funding to then how much we budget each year? So probably my question is, are we seeing a significant increase in the number of organisations, associations and sporting clubs that do align with our criteria, but it's actually our dollar allocation to each of our grant programs have not been sufficiently kept up to date, and it might be because there's cost pressures on item services, or maybe we're getting a lot more.
Ms Hudson.
Through the chair. I can't confidently say when the last review was, but I can tell you that there is due for a review of this policy and procedure early next year. So we will be looking at it in terms of the terms and conditions early next year.
Councillor Marsh, are you happy to move that? Does someone find or wish to second? Councillor Smiljanic, do you wish to speak, Councillor Smiljanic?
I'm happy to second. All deserving applicants are there. Well done to the staff for going through and giving the funding to those people recommended. Cheers.
Councillor Bayani.
Thank you, Mayor. I have just a couple of questions in regards to the feedbacks to the grant application recommended for funding on page 159, if staff can help me with that. So where it says additional panel comments, it says this group has been approved for 3 years of support under the financial support category to deliver domestic and family violence workshops for the Playfoot community. So can you give more context in regard to that one, please?
Ms Finlay.
So through the Mayor, thank you for the question. So this is a separate grant round to our community development grants, which are a small amount of $5,000. Recently, this group was successful in gaining $50,000 for 3 years, so over $50,000 for each year, and they're going to deliver domestic and family violence support to our community. So that's a different kind of grant program that they were successful in. I think it was just in the last council meeting.
Okay, yeah. And also, thank you for that answer. And also, it says, given the limited number of other applications that met the requirements in the guidelines, the panel recommended funding these projects. So is that the only reason that this was a successful application? That there was limited number of other applications? Or did I get that wrong? Can you clarify me on that one, please? Thank you.
Sure. So through the Mayor, so we obviously look at first to see whether or not they meet the guidelines, so we make sure they meet the criteria, and from there there's a value assessment on impact to community and the guidelines within the grant program themselves, and they were deemed most, I guess, the recipient of this particular grant.
Yeah, because I see 6 other applicants that have, successfully submitted the application, and they're, worthy to consider as well. But for a couple of them that they were not recommended the funding, there is no feedback section available. It just says feedback will be provided to the group. But it would be really nice to have that, feedback section, just for the group's reference as well, to see, what we can do in the future to, make them successful applications.
Yeah, and the grant officer will certainly reach out to them to provide that feedback, but we can include it in the next recommendation.
Yeah, because for some of these, they have the feedback section completed and the reasoning why they didn't, they wasn't successful. But it would be, more, worthy, better if you have all the feedbacks included for all the groups.
Yeah. Thank you for that feedback.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms Finlay. Are there any other councillors wishing to make comment on the item? If not, Councillor Marsh, you have the right to close if you wish. No. Councillors, we've got the resolution before us, so I'll put that. Those in favour? Those against? I declare that carried. Ask if the other members can be returned to the room. Thank you, councillors. We'll move on to item 15.1, appointment of Deputy Mayor on page 169. So, councillors, we'll go through the process where we do our recommendation and then we'll move a recommendation of some sort and then we'll see what happens from there. Councillor Smallwood-Smith.
Yes, thank you very much. I would like to move the staff recommendation. Thank you.
Councillor Smallwood-Smith is the item. Find a seconder. Councillor Onuzans. Yep, happy to second. Do you wish to speak to that, Councillor Onuzans? No. No. Any other councillors wishing to speak? No. If not, then I'll put that. Those in favour? Those against? I declare that carried. So, councillors will need to choose one of our number for the position of Deputy Mayor. So I'll call for nominations. Councillor Tarr.
I'd like to move Councillor Carlson, please.
Councillor Carlson has been moved for the item. Do you accept the nomination? Councillor Carlson accepts. Are there any other nominations? Councillor Rentoulis.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to nominate Councillor Kerrison, please.
Councillor Kerrison has been moved to accept the nomination. Councillor Kerrison, do you accept the nomination? Yes, you do. Yep.
Yeah, and I'd like the opportunity to say a few words at the end, please. Thank you.
Yes, we're going to do that. Are there any other nominations? If not, then as our usual practice, we'll take the speaking order as they have been nominated. So, Councillor Carlson, if you wish to speak, you can. Councillor Carlson.
Meeting lots of new people, businesses and community groups. It's truly been an honour to be deputy and I'd love to give it another year. As we know, this year's flown by, which is why I'd also like to take the role for another year. I really enjoyed myself and I would absolutely have more to give and do as deputy in what will be a busy 12 months ahead. I also want to acknowledge the continued years of service as deputy by some of the elected members sitting in here tonight. In the last 10 years, we've had Councillor Baker for her 2-year term in 2018 and 19 as Deputy Mayor, and Councillor Rentoulis through 3 years as Deputy in 2020, 21 and 22. There's been a precedence to do this role for more than a year, and I'm aware that there's been many more in the past. With that in mind, I'd be honoured to do it another year as Deputy if this chamber would elect me tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. Councillor Kerrison.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor Doherty. Look, thank you for the nomination, and it's really good to have the opportunity to speak tonight. Firstly, I want to acknowledge the workload and the commitment that our Mayor carries. It is a demanding role, and the Mayor's schedule is full, varied and constantly moving. The position of Deputy Mayor exists to support that load and to strengthen the leadership capability of this chamber, and this is exactly how I see the role. Since I've been on council, we've had several capable people serve as Deputy Mayor: Councillor Smallwood-Smith, Councillor Baker, Councillor Rentoulis, Councillor Marsh and Councillor Carlson. Each of them brought their own approach, their own strengths and their own contributions to the organisation, and I appreciate the work each has done. Since being elected in 2018, I've focused on the same core principles: transparency, accountability, putting downwards pressure on rates, and most importantly, working as a team. Council only functions well when we function together. If you choose to support me tonight, my intention is simple. I want to help bring this chamber closer together. I plan to do that in a few practical ways: by scheduling meetings with the Mayor to provide consistent support and have that communique, by opening the door to one-on-one discussions with elected members on a regular basis. So hopefully you won't mind if I reach out to you to say, do you want to have a chat? Being available on call, discuss matters across the city of Playford as they arise, and by encouraging opportunities for team building and stronger working relationships. We all bring different views, different experiences and different approaches, but at the end of the day, we are one elected body. If we can strengthen our internal relationships and put differences aside more often, we can serve the people of Playford even better, I believe. I'd welcome the opportunity to contribute as Deputy Mayor, and I hope to earn everyone's support tonight. Finally, I want to thank my fellow elected members for entrusting me with the role of the Chair of the Strategy and Services Committee. That's been a great learning experience, and hopefully that's very valued in being able to support the Mayor in that Deputy Mayor role. These opportunities help us grow, broaden experiences and strengthen our collective capability. So I think it's important that we all have that opportunity because it really does strengthen that collective capability of our chamber. I also want to say congratulations to Councillor van der Peer, now being elected to the chair for the Strategy and Service Committee, and I hope she finds that as a valued role in her learning as well. So I look forward to working with all of you, and hopefully I'll get the support tonight. Thank you.
Thank you both to Councillor Carlson and Councillor Kerrison. So, councillors, you know the drill. You should have your voting slip in your pack. Please mark a tick or a cross or a show of a 1 for support for either Councillor Kerrison or Councillor Carlson. And as per our code of practice, the two most senior officers in the room, being Mr Green and Mr Colhane, will be the returning officer and scrutineer for the vote. So if you could please mark your ballot paper, please. Mr Green.
Councillors, the result of the ballot is that Councillor Carlson received 9 votes, Councillor Kerrison 7 votes. I declare Councillor Carlson elected.
Congratulations. Councillors, we'll move on to item 15.2, Budget Update Report and Attachment on page 175. Does somebody wish to move a recommendation? Councillor Tarr.
Happy to move, don't wish to speak, thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Tarr. Councillor Small-Janik.
Happy to second, no need to speak.
Any other councillor wishing to speak to the item? Councillor Small-Janik, do you want to speak again? No? Okay. If not, then I will, if no one wishes to speak, I'll put that. Those in favour? Those against? I declare that carried. Move to item 16, informal discussion, nil. Item 17, confidential matters, nil. Go to item 18, which is the closure, and we'll close the meeting at 7:45 p.m. And thank you all for your attendance.
Did you know your food scraps should go in the green bin or a home compost system? It's better for the environment. It's the right thing to do. And it's easy. Fight food waste by putting all your food scraps, peels and leftovers in the green bin. To find out more, visit playford.sa.gov.au/fightfoodwaste.
Want to know what's happening in the community? Subscribe to our e-newsletter, Playford News, at playford.sa.gov.au, and you'll be on top of stories, news and what's happening in Playford. It's local news for local people.